Are you guys enjoying Conjutsu? I love that. I really love that. Closer? Can you hear me good? Okay, cool. Alrighty, hello everyone. I'm Manny Moon. Thank you for so much for coming. This is like literally just my Q&A and just also an explanation on how to just grow your content if you're interested in that. Even if that varies from you being an artist, a cosplayer, a gamer, and things like that in that nature, since I'm like that and all of the above. Um, a little bit about me, if you don't know me, I am Manny Moon. I am from Indiana, the Midwest. I go to a lot of like Chicago cons and conventions. I've been cosplaying since like 2015, and it was like off and on for a little bit. And then I started getting serious into my craft when I got probably out of high school. Since high school, I was going through a lot, and then I started being more consistent with everything I wanted to do. And then from there, it just social media just blew up for me. Starting from like my Instagram, my Twitch, and I was honestly surprised by the results. But then once I started to look at everything I was doing right and wrong, I was just go, okay, this is working well for me. um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions in that nature, definitely feel free to do so. But from here, I'll just start just explaining like, hey, how did I grow my content and how did I get from where I was to just, just a regular high school student who was just in love with anime and cosplaying and in that nature. And to being here with more than like what, 90,000 followers across all my socials. Um, but yeah, that's me. I'm also 22 years old. I'm still kind of young into this, but it's great to start young. It's great to start at any age because you'll really not know where you would even go. That was kind of distracting. But yeah, growing my content. I started like my Instagram first from anything. That really helped me become a really that really helped me get to like 20K followers, and it wasn't hard. It was hard honestly, but it was not easy. I started in 2015 with my Instagram. I was just really trying to just put out anything that I really wanted. Um, Especially in that time, I didn't really see a lot of cosplayers that looked like me, who was just like, small. I wasn't the beauty standard. I'm a black cosplayer on top of that. So I wasn't really attracting what I wanted to attract in my work. I've always loved like drawing. I've always loved anime since I was just a little girl. So I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. And if you really want to do something that you love, you can't really hesitate on that or it won't get anywhere. So when I dove into like the cosplay community, I didn't hesitate. Like I was putting out any type of content that I wanted. Like even if I didn't think it was content worthy, I was posting it. Like I really didn't care. I was just wanting to like project anything that really expressed myself. And that's also one of the major things that helps me grow to where I am now on Instagram is expressing myself. Um, because there's like so much on the social media, and it really just clouds everyone into one category. So you need to make sure you stand out in your own way. And it's really hard to do that when there's just like so many creators now and so many influencers. So what I was just trying to do is just like make funny videos, make funny skits, and just try to communicate with my community. That is also one of the major things that helped me in this journey is actually focusing on my community rather than trying to have that one trending post or getting on the For You page on TikTok. I really just wanted to focus on the community that I wanted to build first. And then if that post really did good and it got on the For You page, okay, awesome, great. That was a great accomplishment. But that's not always the major goal for me. And um, I think if we focus too much on that, it'll definitely defocus you from like what you really want to do. Um, and being, I feel like being in that journey, it's hard to just focus on what you want when there's a whole bunch of stuff in that circle. Like you get distracted, you're wanting to focus on this and that, someone else is doing better. But it's all about really expressing yourself, making sure you're building that community, and just making sure you're putting out what you want to put out. It's really cool to do trends. It's really helpful and beneficial when you follow trends, but at the same time, is it you? And that was one of the, honestly, a few times in my journey, um, it's hard to really, um, what's the word? To drift off of it. There are many times, even now, that I'm like, okay, I gotta focus on getting the For You page, getting my stuff up, and trying to see trying to have everybody see my stuff, and like just making sure you balance yourself and know your goals and just write down things every day is what helped me say, hey, I shouldn't care about that stuff right now. I should just realign myself and do what I want to do and make sure I don't get distracted. Because it's really easy to like focus on somebody else and how good they're doing, and then you start comparing yourself, and we don't want that. And hi, Twitch. I'm sorry, I ignored you. But yeah, definitely expressing yourself, making sure you're building your community, and being vocal about things that are going on in your community. I feel like I am one out of the many that loves to express what's right and wrong, what's going on in the world. A lot of people don't do that, so I think that's what makes me stand out. Oh God, my alarm! Shut up. I feel like just also being vocal on things you care about, things you want to change, and things you want to improve on to your community is what's going to help you stand out and grow your platform. Um, so, for instance, my TikTok, it influences like it just consists of like cosplays, dancing videos, anime news, and just a lot of controversial topics that are happening in the world. It can be more about like all the disrespect Black cosplayers receive, or something going on with like all the laws getting passed, like things like that. Because it's hard for me to just stick to one topic and just have my page on like cosplaying when there's just like I care so much about things. So if you know you have people that are watching you, and you have you want a vision and something to talk about, and you want to express that, do it. I wouldn't say I definitely wouldn't want you to just I don't know what's going on there. What was I saying? um
He's talking about you as a Black creator.
yes. Yes. So yeah, if you know you have a voice to project, do it. That will help you stand out and grow your page of what you want. Um, and me growing my Instagram, my TikTok, I was never scared to speak up for anything. So if I see something wrong, I'm gonna say it. Even if it's not the most popular opinion, I'm gonna say it. If it's not disrespecting anybody or anything of that nature, go ahead and speak your mind, because your opinion matters too. And I think that's what a lot of people forget because they're so into following a trend or following some type of statement that someone else said. So I think that's one of the major things. Um, but yeah, be unique in growing your platform with different companies. Um, Once you know you're doing well on like one platform, do your best to create as much content as possible and share it to others. Say if I made like videos on TikTok, I'm gonna post those on Instagram. I'm gonna post those on Twitter. Let's say if I'm going through like a burnout, I'm still gonna have content to post, even though I'm not creating every single day. Because burnouts are real. They suck. Like burnouts can last even months, So you have to be prepared for that and also take care of yourself when you're making content every day and you don't feel like it. Always have backup plans. Those really help you, especially if you're busy traveling, trying to make sure you're getting all the content done for different apps. Like, if you're making content for like 8 hours on Twitch, you have so much content to post throughout those 8 hours to post within a month or even more. I had the mistake of going through my first year on Twitch to not really posting it at all. And I noticed I wasn't getting as much of an audience that I have now because I just wasn't posting. I wasn't posting that I was streaming or like I had really good moments or highlights or like really good interactions with people. I wasn't really posting it. But when you put out your content, regardless of what it is, you will get more of an audience that way. I think that's really important because you're putting so much time in one thing when you can also just be like stretching it out to so many different socials. And that helped me a lot. Like my first year on Twitch, all I really had was like a PS4, a camera, and a laptop, and I worked with it. I didn't really have like a PC or anything like that. Averaging like 5, 10 viewers, which is awesome for even someone even starting out. Um, but I only had that opportunity because I already had a platform really on TikTok, and I was just like, "Hey, come to my stream," and that's really important to do. Be consistent with that because you'll never know who sees your things. The algorithm always changes. Maybe you're telling yourself like, "Hey, nobody likes my stuff." No, maybe they're not even seeing it because everything's changing all the time. So being consistent and always putting it out there so people can know and actually see it once it comes up, that really helps. So once I had my journey going on Twitch, I reached finally 1K followers after a year, and that only sped up because I kept posting. I was streaming, I was playing video games, and I was posting it on TikTok and all my socials. And before that, I was not doing that at all. And I really wish I can go back in time and take all that content and make content out of it, but I can't. But you learn from that, and once you keep learning and getting better, that's the most important thing to you is that you know what you want to do with your content and you manipulate it to make it unique in your own way because there's so many Twitch streamers, there's so many cosplayers. So, but you have so much content and it's really important to manipulate that, edit it in like a couple seconds on your phone, on your laptop, and just store it if you don't want to post it right away. Um, so yeah, after 1 year, I hit 1K, and then within only 7 months after that, I'm almost at 2K, which is a great improvement from last year, which is amazing. I was so happy about that. um, Thank you so much, QB, for coming. I see you. um, but yeah, I was very like once you know what works too, um, that really helps you grow. Once you find out what works, what went trending, keep doing that and keep growing that. So yeah, expressing yourself, making content that makes you unique, um, making sure like you express your voice. Sometimes like, hey, if you have a voice to project, that really helps you stand out from the crowd. Making sure you're consistent with all your networking and getting prepared for that. That really helps a lot in the long run. But yeah, I want to talk about burnouts too because I have a lot of those. I do so much things like I cosplay, I have like a small business. I like to do even art on the side. I'm a full-time college student. I got bills to pay. Yeah, all of that. And it's just a lot. And a full-time streamer on top of that. Like I like to stream at like 8 hours at a time. So burnouts. It is very, very important to take those very seriously. Like a lot of people are just like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta make sure I do this and that. I'm just like, are you taking care of yourself though? Are you eating? Are you taking like the week out to just make sure you're good? Like, are you having those self care hours to make sure you're good? Um, because someone can be so determined. Like me, I'm very hard on myself. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but I like to be very hard on myself because I know the potential I have, and sometimes that can hurt you if you're so focused on what you got to do rather than taking like care of yourself in the present. It will definitely benefit you in the long run, and then you'll have a routine down. So you'll know, hey, I'm feeling kind of burnt out. I know what I got to do now to kind of slow it down and do what I got to do to take care of myself. Like if you know you're not eating well, make sure you have that routine to put in place in that burnout. You'd be like, oh, okay, I got to make sure I eat this time and this time, set alarms, and then do a couple hours a day of working on this, and then I'll probably get to it another day because it's always hard for me to be like, oh man, I didn't get this done today, and I feel like shit. And I'm just like, yeah, I know why you didn't get it done because you're going through a burnout. You're not really, prioritizing like everything that you need to do. And that can also reflect, oh my God, that's going to also reflect on all your content. If you're burnt out, you're not consistent. You're not going to be consistent. Um, that's another chance of all your stuff not getting popped up on somebody else's page for someone else to see it and share it. So just making sure that like even if you go through those burnouts, you know how to handle it. So you're not having like the burnout shadowing and not wanting to do anything like that. But yeah, with going back to me talking about having content, it's really good to have prepared content for those burnouts. So you're like, okay, I'll just post this and that. So I'll have content even posting while I'm still going through stuff. Because we all go through things. And I think it's just important to always have that on you. So you know what to post. You have what time you want to post it and etc. Um, let's see. I think I said a lot. Do you guys have any questions so far? hmm Yeah. What's your name? Sorry. Hi, David. Um, yeah, I think a lot of stuff inspired me in my journey, even if it was like watching TV and wanting to become like a cinema production major or seeing so many cosplayers on Instagram, like wanting me to express myself in that way. Um, a lot of things were inspiring me to just wanting um, to like have a voice. I think growing up, I felt like I was always shadowed out. So me always loving art and anime to begin with, it really motivated me to be like, hey, I'm important too now. So I wanted to do what I really loved. Um, and a lot of my peers inspired me on Instagram that I started to grow in. Um, but yeah, I think in general, I think what really inspired me was like my vision and my dream, which was to just take care of my family and do better in like my art and have my stuff on like big screens for other people to enjoy. I think it was more of a dream that inspired me than anything else, if that makes sense. Thank you for asking that question. Do you have any other questions, Kels? I don't know. um, I I still have a hard time balancing out stuff. It's definitely a learning process. Um, Especially if I'm like have so many different hobbies and like I'm a full-time student going in and out of semesters. I try to make sure I'm like good on sleep than anything because if I'm not good on sleep, I'm not gonna have any energy. I have like 4 agendas and 2 whiteboards in my room That's like one, it's just like a calendar to just make sure I have stuff up and like I'm seeing it and I don't forget it. Cause like something about me, if I don't see it, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna forget about it, you know? So I gotta make sure I have like 3 different journals to have stuff in, if that's for like my finances or like my goals that I want to do or like any type of projects. Aside from that, I have with those 2 whiteboards, one of them is like a calendar, and the other one is just like short and long term goals, and then my manifestations and stuff I need to work on. So definitely having that in my face all the time helps me balance out stuff. And setting alarms. I always set alarms. I have 2 agendas in my face all the time too. Even if it's like on my phone, and having like an actual concrete agenda helps me a lot. And sticky notes everywhere around my room. Because something about me, I'm gonna forget about it. And then I'm gonna get stressed out if I don't get to it. Then I'm gonna feel bad about myself if I don't get to it. So um making sure like also just making sure I do little stuff every day to make sure I get stuff done. Like I don't have to do everything in one day. Like that was something I had a point of view on, like not point of view, that's like a state of mind I had through high school. Like I was always doing stuff last minute and it killed me. I couldn't do that anymore. It was stressing me out. So I had to make sure like, hey, I gotta do like a little bit at a time. Even if it's like work orders or like resin orders or like different like working on my homework for like 20, 30 minutes a day or studying. I was making sure I was setting alarms, making sure like I had things figured out and having an agenda that's like for days and times helps me a lot to balance out things, if that makes sense. I try. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but then if you know what doesn't work and what does, like pay attention to it. Ooh, probably my family. Every time I think about like everything that I thought about as a kid, like I think of my family and then like my childlike self. Like I was really depressed for a long time. And then I was like, okay, everything that like I was depressed on, I was like, I guess like when you're depressed or you're sad, you don't you miss a lot of opportunities, to be happy and do the things you want. So I guess like looking at um my old self, I'm like now I'm just like, okay, I got a list of stuff that like my old self wanted to do for myself. And now I want to do that. Even if that's like, okay, I'm gonna do some cosplays. Like I'm still doing like my cosplay list I had in like middle school. Like I'm still working on that. And then I wanted to like always um make my own business when I was smaller. I'm doing that now. Um and like just stuff like that. But I think my family most of all is what helps me because I realized that not a lot of people have like really strong foundation families. And I'm very grateful for mine. And they've always pushed me to do what I love, even if it's not like the popular opinion. Like, hey, go to college and get a doctorate degree or something like that. Like they knew I loved art as a kid, and they're like, yeah, we want you to keep doing art. That's what I love, and I loved that. And they always supported everything I did, regardless if it was like something weird. And like I know a lot of people can't relate to that. So like me thinking about that, it just makes me motivated because I'm just like, okay, anything that I accomplish, like I want to make you proud that you always believed in me. And I did that for you. Or like wherever I go now, I'll make sure to return the favor. Even if that's helping you out with bills or something. So yeah, definitely my family and my childlike self, I think. Anything else? Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Who are your top three anime
That's hard.
characters? Say top one.
Top one is Naruto. That's not leaving. I've watched Naruto since like Toonami, so like that's not leaving. Um, so yeah, I love Naruto. I love Full Metal. That's probably my second favorite anime. Um, and my favorite character from that had to be Scar or Edward. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think Edward. There's a lot of characters I love in Full Metal. Really good show. Um, I think the three, that's hard. Number three is hard because you're just like, okay, what's the third one? You gotta think about all the good animes and stuff. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
What's your favorite
Probably my Canada cosplay. I did Canada from Akira. That's probably one of my favorites movies and one of my first anime movies. So I guess that could be number three. I don't know if anybody's seen Akira, but yeah, that's my favorite right there. It's getting cold in here. I'm gonna have to borrow your jacket. But yeah, I've done a surprisingly, I one of my goals was to do more cosplays because I don't think I've done enough. I have like 20 though, but I don't feel like I've done enough. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I just feel like when I started in 2015, I only been to like two conventions, and like um my first cosplay was Sasha from Attack on Titan, and then it was um what was after that? And then I did like a closet cosplay of Kaneki. And then like I revamped him every year, like all the time. So like if you have a cosplay or like a piece of work of like that you did a long time ago, don't be scared to do it over and over again. Cause like I love doing that. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting better. I'm just like, okay, this looks good. And every single time I'm noticing, okay, my angle's getting better, my lighting's getting better, my cosplay quality and quantity, like everything's getting better. So don't be scared to do that too, even if it's like something very old. But yeah, I think yeah, Sasha was my first cosplay, and I plan on redoing her soon. So yeah, definitely. Any other questions? I think someone else raised their hand. Oh, hi. This convention. Yeah. A week before I got invited, I was just streaming. Just like I usually talk about stuff on stream and everything. And something that I love to do is that say everything out loud that you want for yourself. It will happen in some way or form. And so I did that a few times. It's like, man, I'm trying to re-up my cosplay game. Like I'm trying to go to conventions. I'm trying to be invited to conventions. I'm trying to share my experiences and everything with other people. Even though I'm probably not ready for it, like I'm just like, man, I kind of want to improve all of that because like I feel like at the same time, we have a lot that we have to improve. Like even if for me, I feel like I get nervous or like I have to articulate my words better and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, maybe talking in front of people will help me with that. So I'm just like, I want to be on a panel or I want to be invited to a convention, even if that's like local or around the world. And then a few weeks go, and then Conjutsu comes into my stream, and then we play Apex. And then he asks me a question. I'm just like, oh, me? And it was just like, it was very mind blowing because like a couple weeks ago, I was saying it on stream and it just happened. So saying it out loud and having it like on that whiteboard it's eventually you're gonna make it work if you're always thinking about it or seeing it. So that's one thing I learned. Even if you doubt yourself, like I'm just like, oh, you can't do it. You gotta prove yourself wrong and say it out loud. You'll eventually believe it. Believe it. Dati bayo. Thank you for that question. I didn't get your name either. When? Oh, I follow you. Hi, I'm so happy you came. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. You're an amazing cosplayer as well. I love all your content and the quality of your cosplays are mwah. Yeah, no problem. And I did not get your name.
I'm Blake.
Blake?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Oh, you are. I'm gonna try to go to that. I think I'm gonna be free. I think I'm gonna go. Any other questions? Hi, Kels. Oh, I block everything. TikTok is horrible. All racist comments. I just block. sometimes it's good to not entertain stuff because that's like, why am I entertaining that? That's a waste of my time. And then you're feeling in that energy. I don't like that. I feel like once they get in tune of your energy and they try to bring you down, it's like, damn, they're working. It's working. So like whatever you do with negativity, block it out. Even if that's like blocking a person or like blocking the thoughts out of your head, block it out. Like, one thing about getting over a lot of depression I had was that you had to kind of lie to yourself sometimes and be like, okay, that's just my thoughts. And I got to get up and do something. So I think that's one of the important things. It takes it takes a lot to do that. It's not just hard to just, hey, I'm gonna just black out the thoughts. Like, no, it's hard. It's hard, but once you start to have that piece of paper of all the stuff you like to do, like look at it and you're just like, okay, I feel like shit today. What am I gonna do about it? Have that on your wall of like what you love to do and be like, okay, I'm a paint today and see if that helps. If it doesn't help, you'd be like, okay, I haven't cooked in a while. I'm gonna go cook something that I like or something, or go for a walk. But I just feel like reminding yourself that, hey, maybe it's just your thoughts. Like, you just gotta block some stuff out, even if that's fucking people, because people suck a lot. Like, they can just be unprovoked and they would just bother you. Like, like I know as you as like a black cosplayer, you get probably a lot of racist trolls coming at you, and you're just existing. Like, people will hate you just because you're existing and doing better than them. So just gotta remind yourself, like, you're that bitch. You gotta remind yourself. But thanks. That was a really good question. Thank you for that. Any other questions? Oh, A Rock first. Oh, 5 minutes? Okay. Question? Oh, okay. Number one, those are not your friends. They don't need to be your friends anymore. Okay. Um, I know it's hard to like step away from people, but like I made a great decision to just leave home. And it was the greatest decision I had because I knew those people did not support me or they did not look at my dreams how I looked at them. So, one, block out anybody that does not support what you do and what you want for yourself. All right. Two, don't be scared to connect to people online. Like a lot of people are weird online. Don't get me wrong, crazy people, but you don't know who's good and who's not. There's a lot of smaller cosplayers too that like love anime and they would love to make friends. Definitely do that. There's even like even posting like a simple TikTok saying, "Hey, I need new friends. Like, who wants to talk about anime?" I had like hella people just get on my post say, "Yeah, let's be friends, be mutuals." Even if you're a small account, make that move to just, "Hey, I just want some anime friends. Will you be my friend?" Something simple like that. But just don't be scared to do it because you never know where it goes. Um, I know sometimes it's hard to make friends who love anime, especially like if your town probably doesn't watch it. Um, Definitely use social media to your advantage and even make like an anime page if you have to. Like I started out with like a Instagram Naruto fan page and I made a lot of friends just because I found people that like Naruto like I did. And then from there, like I made people transfer to like my cosplay page, like, hey, I'm cosplaying now. We can still be friends, but like, hey, we'll still like support each other. Like, just do what you want. And if you feel like, the people in your life doesn't resonate with that, like they gotta go, you know? So I don't know what you're interested in, but like just make the move to just, hey, make an anime account if you want to, or like make a little post that you want to make some friends. Post your cosplay somewhere that if someone compliments it, you be like, hey, thank you so much. We can become friends now or something. Like just that simple, you know? Or even dropping to somebody's stream, saying hi and finding people in the chat to become friends with. Like that's cool. Like me and QB, I don't know how we wait, how do we even become friends? Like, I think he found me on TikTok. He found me on Instagram, and then um, he came to my streams more, and just from that, I became really good friends with him. So just from little things, from like if someone like sees your stuff, take acknowledge of them, and Yeah, don't be scared to share your anime love. There's gonna be other people who love it too. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. 2 minutes. Any other questions? Got 2 minutes. Do you have any questions there? QB? You? You don't you don't stream like that. Um, I love QB. He plays some good knockout. One of my favorite streamers. I'm pretty cool if you guys want to follow me on Twitch, you know. Um, another streamer. I guess they. But I like watching Berleezy. He's funny. He's funny on Twitch. There's another streamer. Her name's Careless Kitty, and she's really cool. Um, a few of my other friends that are streamers like Mouse and Chai, they stream like all different types of games. Even if they're not good at it, they still stream and it's still hilarious. So I love doing that and finding other people to stream with. But yeah, those are my top streamers I think so far. I think my top streamers are more of my friends that I've met on Twitch than like bigger streamers. I don't know. I just don't feel connected to a lot of big streamers. Maybe because I'm not in their stream that much, or maybe I'm just connected to my community more than anything. Yeah. Yeah, anything else? I think that's it though. But I appreciate everybody coming through. This is an amazing experience. I appreciate everybody coming here, asking questions and introducing you guys, introducing yourself because this means a lot to me. Seeing you guys' faces means a lot to me. I will probably never forget your faces in here. Ever. If you guys want to follow my socials, it's Moonkiller17, like on everything. That's been my gamer tag since I was like 15. So it hasn't changed. Yeah, I have been gaming for a while. I forgot to say that. I've been gaming since I was like a kid. So that's why I Twitch stream. I should have already been Twitch streaming a long time ago. Um, but yeah, I also have cards too if you guys want to pick that up. And then yeah, this was a great experience. Thank you so much. Still shaking. Thank you. I also have cards if you guys want them up here, I think.